Hi, we're here with Tara, the owner of Organic Fresno. We're just here to ask her a few questions for the Apes project. So we're going to start off by asking you, what is the most popular item bought?
You know, for breakfast, it would probably be the breakfast burritos not and our waffles. And then for lunch, it's kind of a toss-up. Our tuna of the sea is very popular amongst the vegans, as is the vegan wrap. And then the meat dish, probably the chicken tikka masala.
Great. And so do people waste excessively?
You know, we try to discourage that. We tell people that our meals are home style, meaning that you get as much food as you want, but just like at home, your mom wasn't happy when you wasted, so we try to get them not to do that, including at our dinner show. So we ask them, would you like more soup? Would you like more salad? And then most people, if they can't eat their entire entree, they will get it packed to go. But some people do waste. I think it's part of the American culture. They're full, they leave it there, they don't want it. But we don't get as much of that as you would at a typical restaurant.
So how often do you guys empty your trash?
Well, we have 3 different containers that we use. We use buckets for composting, and so if we're working with our produce like we are right there, and we're stripping the stalks off of the chard and the kale, the stalks are thrown into the compost bucket. And then we will take that and we will put that in our compost box at the back for the garden. And then we have a recycling blue bin that we keep around at every station, and so glass and paper and things will go in that. And then we have garbage. The garbage gets emptied once a day. The blue bin and the compost frequently has to be emptied throughout the day.
Great. So where does your guys' food come from?
Our food, some of it comes from our organic garden here at the restaurant, some of it comes from our 20-acre organic farm, and the rest of it, produce-wise, comes from other local organic farmers. Things that, flours for example, like our brown rice flour and our Scottish oatmeal and coconut milk, things like that, we order through United Natural Foods Inc. And we share that order with Christina's Natural Ranch Market. And so we will pick that up on Saturdays. Otherwise, we purchase our food from farmers markets, direct from farmers. We have a couple of specialty things that, like the eggs, we have to go out to the egg ranch. Our chicken comes from Pittman Farms, we have to drive out to them. Our ground beef comes from organic pastures, and our raw milk comes from there. So it's really a farm to fork connection. So it's not like one central place. It's each farmer, and then what we can't get through farmers, we get through UNFI, and they'll deliver. But even that's not complete. Like we go to Fowler Brothers to get our Brazil nuts and our cashews and certain things like that. So we try to source from the best source possible.
And do you guys label your foods?
No, we don't label our foods. I know for the restaurant, it's typically required to be labeled if you're storing it, but we don't store anything. And so everything's made for you from scratch. In our supermarket, we don't date it or anything because we're storing our almonds and our cashews in a cold room so that they can't go bad and they don't need to be dated. Our flour's the same thing, our beans the same thing, and we don't carry processed food. So then we don't have to label it.
Great. So now, all I want to ask is, when you buy your foods from the farmer, do you search for aesthetic beauty in the product itself?
No, we don't, because we believe that aesthetic beauty is what's led to the trend of food looking good and taste going by the wayside. And so when we purchase from organic farmers, we actually mention to them that we're happy with their oversized or their undersized. And they've got lots of different unique shapes, but as long as the taste is there. So typically if I go to a farmer's market and we buy from MOA, KMK, a number of them, and they say, do you want to buy this? I will pick up a leaf, I will put it in my mouth, and I will taste it. If it tastes good, I don't care what it looks like, I will buy it. And if the taste isn't there, I don't care how good it looks, I won't get one.
Great. Okay, now the question of the day. What do you do with your excess food?
We really don't have excess food when we make everything from scratch. There's 2 principles behind that. One, we don't make anything in a way that will spoil. So for example, when I make waffle batter, we would never add water to the waffle batter, because if we did that, water would allow bacteria to grow. So every single item in our waffle batter is a flour, or it's rice milk, or it's things that would naturally culture itself. So for example, with raw milk, people say, well, the milk went sour. So if you take pasteurized milk and it sours, it's only garbage. But with our raw milk, when our raw milk sours, it's perfect to use as buttermilk in our waffles. Now, if it sours past that, then it becomes its own mozzarella cheese. You don't even have to do anything to it. And so the way we prepare our foods and the way we buy our foods, like our pad thai sauce, we use almond butter and coconut milk, and then we use water kefir, which is a cultured thing. And so it just keeps it fresh, and it's like sourdough bread. You know, the sourdough starter never goes bad. You would just continue to make loaves of bread. That's the concept behind all of our food. If we are making something that's supposed to be stable, like waffle batter or like our wrap batter, then we will make it with water kefir, things that will preserve it so there is no food waste. Sometimes there's food waste because people leave it on their plates. Occasionally, I make a special, and for some reason, it's not popular in the American culture. It might be very popular with us, but not be very popular there. Then I always try to give it away. So, you know, if there's homeless people out, then we'll invite them in. Or if there's customers, and I know certain customers who like something, I'll be like, hey, we have some extra of this. Can I send you home with some? And we won't charge them, because we believe that it really is almost sinful to waste food, because food sustains life. And so if we are frivolous with our food, then we're frivolous with our view of life. And so we don't do that.
Well, there you have it, guys. And this was Tara with Organic Fresno and her beautiful words. Thank you so much.
Thank you.